Hey, you see that right there? That is high quality reading. Chapter 144, The Next Ring, was as hype as we could have asked for. Like, if your blood was not boiling while reading that, I need you to please go get your pulse checked. And before we talk about that, a quick update. That long video I've been talking about, it's finally created. And if you want to see it, I have a little goal for y'all. Just 20 likes. Just 20. I don't ask for too much. Leave a comment if you could too. Just tell me you're excited for things, but it doesn't really matter. Let's talk about Yoshifumi Gotsuka, chapter 144, Undead Unluck. So we gain a little bit more insight into the backstory of Void Volks to start things off. We see this little lad, obviously in an extremely disenfranchised state, seemingly homeless, and he's got these tattered clothes, and everybody on the streets is trying to stay away from him. They smell this dude and they just look at him and like, I got to avoid him. And this is the story of how he became who he is. The individual who never wanted to be avoided by anybody in society, who just wanted to be seen, who wanted to be felt by people, because he was obviously just thrown to the wayside, just left to his own devices, and was avoided by everybody because of that. Had nobody to love him, and crazy story, a sad story, and it makes sense why unavoidable is unavoidable. And you know I love Yoshifumi Sensei's sad backstories more than anybody, but we gotta talk about the hypeness. Negator vs. Negator boxing is finally underway as Fuko begins to detail to Void just what sort of circumstances he's fallen into. The fact that he is now unavoidable, the fact that there's Negators within the world, the fact that she's Unluck. Just trying to explain to him, this entire new realm, this whole new reality, which he's actually a part of now. And as Fuko sneaks a couple blows, she's got the gang cheering her on. Gina's telling her to drop a meteorite. Felt that one. Void just comes to this realization that, like, wait, what the heck? Everything is changing, and, I feel you, Void. I like the way his backstory truly alludes to the fact that he wanted to be somebody who you had to notice. If you want to do that, one way to do that is get up close to somebody, throw hands with them, make them literally feel you. You can't avoid these fists, and that is what he has lived and done his entire life. So being brought into this reality where, the honest sense of having a fight, one of the only things he's ever gotten enjoyment out of, is taken from him. It's just a crazy reality to try to fathom. I don't even know. It's hard to even think about in your head, just having everything shattered. But even with all this uncertainty and doubt rushing over Void, Fuko tells him that he can rest easy. That no matter what, he's going to step into a world where he's going to have this same sense of enjoyment, that he's still going to be able to have these same fights, and that it's just a different reality that he's going to be having to live in. Fuko is trying to truly make this dude feel comfortable in the situation, because her, she's actually the GOAT. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I'll start a counter, honestly. The Fuko GOAT counter. We can't do it without her. But before Fuko can take Void to a new reality, she has to finish this fight. And she whips out her hair. Does an Unluck whip, Dempsey bad roll. And this is some of the hardest I've seen in Undead Unluck. She's over here, whip, punch, whip, punch. It's just, I don't know how this move works. I don't care how it works, but just the idea of proccing Unluck with, your skin, your hair is your dead skin cells. So, she just touch, hit, touch, hit. That was some hard stuff. I whip my hair back and forth on her Willow Smith flow, Fuko, who the hell is this woman? As Void's getting his head paddleballed by Fuko, he begins to think about those words she told him. How they truly resonated and how they're actually very true to his entire life. How he was an individual who in his past, as it looks, was somebody who was just fighting on the streets. He had nowhere to go and he was just letting his fists do the talking. He didn't want to be avoided. He wanted to be noticed. And as he had to, step that back, somebody actually stepped in his life. This cop. I'm not really sure who this cop is. He's got a slick jaw. He's got to be a Negator or something. Maybe Engine, honestly. I'm not really sure though. But this guy steps in and talks to him about boxing. Something else you can do for your entire life to, release that pent-up rage, to show people who you are and to be noticed. You just have to do it in a different reality. And that's what he did. He stepped from the streets to the boxing ring. And now he just has to step from the boxing ring to the world. That's going to be his new ring, as Fuko tells him later in this chapter. But Yoshifumi, in his Goyard duffel, riding Undead Unluck. As Void snaps back to reality, he's got the biggest smile on his face, and you can tell that he's just finally reached this realization that, nah, Fuko's truly looking out for me, and this is my reality. I finally accepted this curse that just got manifested upon me, but who I am. As long as I can continue to do what I want to do, I'm going to continue to be happy. As long as there's a world where I'm allowed to be me, I'm going to always be happy. And I love this realization. Like in my long video, I talk a lot about the why. What is everybody's why? And this is Void's. It's literally something as simple as fighting. It's something as simple as just getting a little bit of enjoyment out of your everyday life. And as long as Void can do that, he's gonna always be a happy individual. But as he's, going through this realization, telling Fuko that I don't care what reality you live in, I'm gonna step into it and I'm gonna live within it, they're throwing hands. And shout out all of these panels. I'm not gonna sit here and talk through boxing to you, but this is really well drawn. The choreography is really dope, and just the way that Fuko is getting her ass pummeled throughout this entire chapter, it was some good watching. It had my heart on like the ropes, but Yoshifumi, you did it. But she's got something up her sleeve. She's got to use that unluck in order to kind of, even out this battle. So she pulls out a bad bullet tape. Something that had been storing up unluck for 3 weeks, and a light drops out of the freaking rafters. Something that we think could potentially help us out, but this boy Void, he is ready for anything. Using the light as a distraction, Fuko thinks she has her time to shine, but Void? You cannot do that to him. He hits Fuko back as she hits him for one of my favorite panels in this entire series. Just look at this. Now after some blows like that, you know that somebody has to be knocked out, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Gina's about to pee her pants, Nico's about to bite his tongue off, and Ichiko literally had her soul leave her body. I love that one. That was a good little nod, Yoshifumi. But as Void is hunched over, he has to thank Fuko that he can now leave the world with no regrets. And as Fuko stands strongly, proudly, like Whitebeard-sama, passed out, standing up. I just had so much respect for her. She's our leader. She's the hardest boiled character in Shonen Jump. I need to write a formal address to Yoshifumi Gotsuka on how he created the best character ever, but dude, this woman's special. She just has these moments, man. This is one of those chapters where I was just hyped. God, this is good. This is good. And even though Void is crowned the winner, he knows that all the cheers within the crowd should truly be for Fuko. The fact that she had just really stood taller than Void. She worked much harder in that fight than Void could have ever dreamed of. Void doesn't have to. He is much stronger than Fuko. So the fact that she stood up to him, gave him a real fight just for his sake, in order for him to be happy, truly meant a lot to him. And obviously it means a lot as he continues to, trust this woman and join the Negators. And it's just about that time to do that. Gina tells Void that, hey, we gotta get going. Move pops up, and you know where we're heading off to? The HQ. As they arrive at the HQ, Void gives Apocalypse the obligatory punch in the face before we get the quest results. Obviously, a bunch of successes. We get a new seat added, which is one for Void, and now we've got 3. We need to build up the round table a lot more, but we have 3 more months before this next set of quests. I'm wondering what Yoshifumi's gonna do. I wonder if he's gonna give us another little time skip, or if we're just actually gonna go try to find some more Negators. That's what I think would make the most sense, getting as prepared as possible before this next quest. But dude, Yoshifumi Gotsuka, writing Undead Unluck like a boss. This video was rather informal because, I don't know, I'm just... it's Sunday, dude. I just wanted to make a video. I wanted to talk to you, and that's what I did. But 144 was a really good chapter. Like I said, the video, the long one, Undead Unluck 2022, is created like this video. 20 likes. I'll post it, but shit. Hasta luego.